Welcome back, plebs. We're going to be going over a game soon to be releasing to everyone in just a few days. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the alpha version of Neon Knights. Now, what is Neon Knights to begin with? Neon Knights is a roguelike shooter on Roblox. You are not familiar with what a roguelike is. Basically, you run through a dungeon, you get a bunch of stuff, you get better gear, and then you go back and you do it again, and you're able to improve, with the end result that you will either die or complete the section every single time. Also can be equated to a dungeon crawler, however, is customizable for every person. So let's go ahead and get on into the basics of the game. Now, you start off with lovely tutorial. It does take about 10 to 15 minutes to complete the tutorial, so if you are starting the game for the first time, please keep that in mind. I found the tutorial very insightful. It had a little bit of lore. You kind of got used to the game UI and how that works, and the different characters that you can be introduced to and how the dialogue works. It also gives you basic combat mechanics. You do have a melee attack that you will always have equipped, and you have guns. Who doesn't love guns? After you've completed the tutorial, it would kind of give you a little bit of a view around town, and you'd be brought to the basic HUD. At this point, you have a few options, but most of us will be going straight into a dive, or basically a run, or basically a dungeon, however you want to word it, but in this game is referred to as a dive. Now, as you get in for the first time, it's going to drop you down an elevator, and we're going to go ahead and get on into our first area. Now, this game, I will let you know ahead of time, I have spent over 20 hours playing this game as of I'm recording this, and I've been enjoying it so much, I want to hurry up and get this done so I can go back and keep playing it. As you drop down into your first dive, you'll be running through your first area, you'll be getting different weapons, and you'll be getting different gear to start on off. Now, I will let you know, with the gear, everything is procedurally generated, meaning as you attain it, it means it is that first time that item has ever been seen, and that'll be the last time that item has ever been seen with those specific stats. Now, you may see those models again, but you will never see those stats again. Every single item is unique in this game, and every single time you run through a dive, whether it be the first room or we're going all the way to the end, it will be different every single time. As you run through, you're going to be encountering different enemies, and some of these enemies will do more damage than others. You'll also be fighting some floor very specific elites, and these are basically floor specialty bosses. They're not the main big bad for every single floor, but they do give a challenge, and they sometimes are there, sometimes are not. And there will be other times you go through a dive and you'll have a room that absolutely wrecks you. That's kind of part of a roguelike. That's kind of part of the game. It actually gave a sense of like achievement when I would find those rooms and survive them to be able to go through. It was really, really fun to play through. That I really, really loved. Now, after you've done your first dive, you're going to come back to the city. You're going to be selling stuff. You're going to be going over to the multiple vendors that are around the town. We do have the blacksmith. We have the forge. We have the clothing merchant. There is this little bitty hidden guy over here that kind of sells stuff. And there's the range. Now, there's a bunch of other stuff as well in town. Some of that has to deal with lore-based stuff. Some of that has to deal with personal stuff for your character. And that's kind of stuff that you'll be uncovering as you play through the game. Now that we've got the basics of the game down, I know some people are going to be asking, is there a lot of content? This is an alpha release game. There's probably not going to be that much there. You would be wrong. I've been playing for about 20 hours now in total as I am recording this video, and I'm still getting into new areas. I'm only level 20. There's still more stuff I can do. There is going to be a ton of different stuff that you're going to be able to do and work through. Some of it you will have to learn through mistakes. Other stuff you will just have to kind of figure out. Or you get tutorials or you can help with friends. There is a ton of lore in this game. And it's really fun to get into. And there's a ton of little tidbits. There's a ton of little Easter eggs everywhere. I'm going to give you an example. We're here in the starting area. Once you've already gone through the tutorial first time, there's little trinkets up on the wall. These have to deal with me surviving certain zones. You get more trinkets along your wall as you progress through the game. I have several of them decorating around the room, and each of them is different and has their own thing. You will get things like an item stash that you will get in your room. You will be able to get this upgraded through a very unique mechanic that I absolutely love that they put in this game. You see this a lot with RPG games, And that is personal relationships. So personal relationships can yield you anything from an increased stash to getting a keepsake. I got V's necklace. I'll be happy to make y'all a guide once the game is full release on how to get that. There's things you're able to unlock that help you out. V's necklace stuns non-bosses that deal damage to me. That's really nice, because if I get hit, it means that thing's not going to keep coming on after me. So there's a bunch of different mechanics in this game, and especially with the guns, once you start getting into the guns, the secondary items, like who doesn't want a rocket? Who doesn't love rockets? They will start having perks, or quirks is what they're called in this game, and basically they can do anything from bombing to rockets, to doing extra damage when you're low health, to auto shot. Yes, I have a sniper rifle that has the ability to auto shoot, or shoot 2 bullets, which that's also nice as well. So you will be progressing throughout this game and getting different items. Again, these are unique items that you will not see anywhere else again. I will not be able to get them as drops anywhere else again. Now, there is several different types of items you can acquire in this game. You can get guns. You can have your melee weapons. And you can have your secondaries as well. Anything from wall buddy to grenades. I've seen grenades. I haven't really seen much else. Now, there is a leveling system in this game that does involve skills, and there is a quite extensive skill tree. And again, some of these are better than others. You'll be getting things like extra item slots, being able to get flux and ammo, and it is strictly by personal preference how you want to go and get all of these. Right now, the max level is 80, so from my math, just basically, you should be able to finish most of the skill tree in that time period. Now, of course, there would be recommendations of what you want to go after first, but again, a lot of this you can kind of go after at your own pace, kind of customize your character a little bit. Also, with the weapons, there is a bunch of customization. I particularly love shotguns. I like going boom boom and destroying people. However, having a sniper rifle that does a ton of damage that has auto shot will make me adapt to using it. So this game does allow for a little bit of customization on that part, kind of your play style, and kind of working through different items in the game. Now, there is a whole cosmetic section in the game that is actually quite detailed, and clothing gives you perks. So there is a few clothing options throughout the game that you are able to get into, and they give quite a few, like, perks. You can also change the sliders, and you can get basically skill perks. Now, all of your clothing in the starts with the original default skill, which if I'm just going to go and let y'all know so we don't have people freaking out, that basically it increases your damage. That's something really good. But with the outfits that you're able to collect, that's going to allow you more character customization on how you like to play and where you want your buffs allocated for your character. I will let you know. Outfit's kind of expensive, but it's not really something you can speed on through, and it is more of a late game item, so don't worry about it too much in the beginning, especially like the first 15 levels or so. You're not going to be stressing that much. I know some people are going to be like, this game has to be pay to win. No, actually, there is only a singular game pass that you can buy. It is the supporter bundle. What it gives is character customization and 10% off apparel forever. That means this game cannot be paid to play. And you're like, well, what about also if you go into the game, you can buy the currency carbon. You can buy this for Robux. Well, I'm going to let y'all know right now. You can actually get this kind of easily. This is, even if people buy this to go spend at the shop is not the way to go to get the best weapons in the game. So, it's not really something to worry about. Now, considering it is an alpha and I have been playing for the past 20 hours, I haven't found any bugs that make me want to go, ew, no. For the most part, game is very clean, very polished, ready to go. Every now and then the game freezes when they do shutdowns because they're trying to fix the final bugs before the release, which is there on screen, and that will cause you to lose your run, which they don't do that often, and you actually get a bonus. They actually will award you something. When they shut down the servers, you do get some carbon as compensation. Now, the big caveat that I know everyone's going to be upset about, that's going to cause the biggest issue. Unfortunately, this is a paid access game. I know several players are going to be like, I can't afford that. Well, Deep Awoken was 400 Robux. This is about half that. This is about 273 Robux in total. And what this is there's basically no pay to win us stuff. There is no game passes in the game, pretty much, that are big monumental game changers. This is literally just a pay for the game. If this game was on Steam in its current state that it is in, I would probably be looking at paying $10 to play it, which in correlation, if we're looking at it, $10 on Roblox is 800 Robux. So this is a steal. This is like getting a Steam game on sale. So if I have anyone over here like, oh my god, I'm so upset, well, I wanted y'all to keep that in mind, that this game does not look like Roblox. It plays incredibly well, and it's just the alpha release, and there is a ton of content. There is multiple cities to go to. There's multiple modes to go to. I haven't really been trying to show too much of the late game content because I don't want to spoil that too much with me doing kind of this overview. Now, if you want to see more content than what I'm showing here on the screen, I will be live on YouTube shortly after this goes up, probably about an hour or two. You're more than welcome to come check out the game, see how it plays, do the pew-pews, and we'll kind of take a look at some stuff together while I'm running around. Probably going to be higher level than this at this point because I have another stream and I've got some video stuff we got to do, so. Plebs, that is my review, kind of my overlook on lovely Neon Knights. I really hope this game does really well. It's really fun to play. I would love to do an absolute monster amount of content on it. There's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of little secrets that I didn't cover because I didn't want to quite spoil anything on how some of the mechanics work. And it's a lot of fun. So I would definitely recommend checking it out. Definitely something to play over this Thanksgiving weekend and really, really get into. I will also note that this is going to be multiplayer compatible as well. You can dive with up to 4 friends. So, or just random people in general. That is my overview of this lovely game. I wanted to kind of show you all some of the mechanics and all that good jazz. So, hopefully be seeing y'all in game. Bye.